Welcome to Sunday School Lesson at a Glance, a ministry of the Sunday School Publishing Board, where we focus on teaching, engaging, application, and learning for teachers and students.
I will now share some teaching tips to use when teaching this lesson. Again, our focus is on teaching, application, engagement, and learning. Last week, I shared about the importance for teachers to self-assess their teaching. This week, I'm going to share a way to assess and check your students' level of engagement and understanding as you are teaching the lesson. Have checks throughout the lesson to assess whether students are connecting with the lesson and understanding the lesson. Do not wait until the end of the lesson to assess. This is something you want to do throughout the lesson. One way to check for student understanding is to ask questions. Listen carefully to their responses. Watch body language. Prepare questions in advance to check for specific levels of understanding. You don't want your students to leave the lesson confused, baffled, and unclear about the biblical truths that you are teaching. Now I'm going to share 2 engagement activities that you can use when teaching this lesson. An engagement activity that you can use with this lesson is to role play. Role play is an unrehearsed enactment of an event or a situation. It is a powerful way for students to connect with what is being taught. There are many Bible lessons that lend themselves to role playing, and this lesson is one of them. In this particular lesson, the role play characters are Jesus, Thomas, Philip, and the disciples. Have students to role play these characters in the lesson. They will bring the lesson to life by enacting or acting out their role as described in the lesson and the biblical text. Go over the roles with the students ahead of time and give them clear directions. After the role play is over, and this is real important, have students discuss, analyze, and debrief the message and their experiences. This is an important part of the role play. Another great activity to use with this lesson is a case study, and I love case studies. Keep in mind that a case study is an account of a situation in which a problem or situation is analyzed. This is a great method to use when you are trying to relate a biblical truth to a real-life situation. After reading the case study, students offer suggestions, ideas, and solutions as they analyze the situation. This information is used to reinforce an idea from the lesson. Let's look at an example of a case study for this lesson. John is a co-worker. He is a member of a local church in your city but does not attend Sunday school. After listening to this week's Sunday school lesson virtually, John had some questions. With him knowing that you are a faithful member of your church and attend Sunday school, he calls you. In your conversation, John stated that he has heard from different sources that there are many different ways to God. Discussion questions to use with this case study. How will you address this situation? What will you say to John? How will you leave John with the assurance that there is only one way to God? The activity that you use should contribute to the students applying the biblical truths to everyday life. The activity should, again, reinforce and teach biblical truth of the lesson. There are many life applications in this week's lesson. Assess your life. Are you following God's will and direction for your life? Ask the Lord to guide you this week in helping someone lost find God's way. Thank you for tuning in to Sunday School Lesson at a Glance. I hope these teaching tips are helpful to you as you prepare to teach and study God's Word. For additional information and resources, contact the Sunday School Publishing Board.
We invite you to join us each week as we take a glimpse into the Sunday School lesson. Subscribe now.